Hello, wonderful people. Today, we're going to learn how to measure things, objects, space, landmass, whatever it is, using Cinema 4D. I'm currently working on Cinema 4D 2024 version 5.1, and we're going to see how easy it is to measure things in Cinema 4D. So I have Cinema 4D open. So this measurement can also be used to measure distance and angles. So to begin, I go to tools and I come down to guide, and I'm going to click on this because I want to work with this. So I'm going to pin it somewhere here. So I'm going to insert two cubes. So let's quickly measure the distance between the top here and this bottom. So this measure and construction is used to measure distance between one point and another. For example, if I go to point and I click on measure and construction, you will see the measurement tool here appear on the screen. Now let me show you how to apply it. There are two ways to apply it. Before I continue, I would like to show you how to change the measurement from meter to centimeter and whatever you have, because you could be given something with a specific measurement type. So to do that, we head over to edit, scene settings, and we come down to projects. Under project, we go to scale, and here our unit is centimeter. We can change it to whatever measurement type we want to use, inches, miles, yard, or whatever. Another way to do this is to go to preference, from edit, preference, and under unit we could choose a minute type here. And to make our measurement quite easy, we could enable the snap tool here. So let's see how to apply this tool. In order for me to measure from bottom here to the top here, you can see point A and another point B. What I simply do is activate this measure and construction. It's active now. Then let me show you the first method. The first method is to click on the first point, and we get the measuring tool at that point. Then we move on to the other point. We're going to hold down the shift key and click. So that gives us the distance between the bottom and the top, and that is 341.55 centimeters. Now if you come over to this place, you can see the measurement is inside the cube. We have cube 1 and cube 2. We can make this measurement to be visible. We click on the cube and we click on measurement and construction, and here we have the measure and construction attributes. So what can we do here? First thing is this: the distance of our measurement is here, 341 centimeters, and that is what we have here. We can bring out the measurement in the object manager. by clicking on create object. It depends on what you want to do. You can click on that and the measurement is here. So I have succeeded in separating the measurement from the cube. Let's go through some of these things here. This measure checked here means show the measurement. When I untick that, it goes away. Then the movement or the direction of the measurement is from bottom to top. If I want to reverse this, I can click on reverse and it is reversed. Now let's look at this third point. But before I activate it, let's see how to apply it. So these two enable us to measure in two directions at the same time. So this is a measurement towards the Y direction. I can also measure towards the Z or the X direction. So to do that, this is my starting point. So I'm going to continue from this starting point towards this direction. So now I'm going to hold on the control button and I'll click. So this is the second ruler, while the red one is the first ruler. And here, the distance of the first ruler is still 341 centimeter, while the distance of the second ruler is now 200 centimeter from here to this side. And if you look very well, you could see an angle here. The angle here is 90 degrees. That is what we have here. The angle between the ruler 1 and ruler 2 is 90 degrees. Remember that we're doing this without making this cube editable. It can also be used while in editable mode. So what we can do here is this. We can change the point colors. If you look at this color here, point is white, and that's why we have our point here to be white. I can change it to something blue, and if you come back here, you will see that I have a blue point here. The next one is the ruler. The ruler 1 here is red, and of course that's why it's red. You can change that to any color you wish, and that will be it. Same as the ruler 2, you can change the color to whatever color you want to change it to. Now we move over to the second way of applying this ruler. For example, I want to apply it to this second cube. I'm going to select the cube, and you can see the cube is selected. So what I will do is this. I want to apply it from here to this. So what I'll do is I'll hold down Control and Shift at the same time, then click and drag to the end, and I'll let go. So hold Control and Shift at the same time, then click and hold, then drag to the end point, and of course you can see the point is still blue. Now this is one method of applying it on the cube. What if you want to apply it between this cube and the other? Or what if I want to apply the second ruler here? Since this is the initial point, I'm going to hold down the control key, the control button, then click here, and this is the second ruler. Now for any reason I want to move it because I made a mistake or something like that, I'll simply hold Control and click the right point. And at this junction, the angle between the two rulers is now 45 degrees. As you can see here when you click on the measure object. So when I hold Control and click down here, the angle is 90. When I hold Control and click up here, the angle is 45. All this while, we've been measuring on the cube, which is not yet editable, and we are on model. Let's see what we can do on polygon. It's the exact same thing, no difference. And if you go to edge, no difference, and even at point, no difference. But there is a way to use this point. Let's make this cube editable, and I can do that by hitting C on the keyboard, or I will right click on it and I will go to editable, and here is the editable tag here. So what if I wanted to measure from here to any place along this shape? First thing is this: I can make a cut here. So because we're on point, it's going to target anywhere we have points. So what if I wanted to measure from here to somewhere here? It means I need to cut this place either with the knife tool or with the loop selection tool. Let's try the loop selection tool. Then I need to get out of this measurement tool. Then I hit ML. So here is the loop cut. So I can cut here, and I come here to add, or I can just cut along this. So as I'm cutting, I'm creating points here, so that when I go back to the measure and construction tool, then I can measure from here to this cut by holding down Control. So when I hold down the Control key, I can measure to any cuts I have along the cube. So what if I want to move this point to this point? Because the first and second ruler is originating from this one point. All I need to do is just go to the new point and click, and this becomes the origin for both ruler 1 and ruler 2. So if you come over to this selection, we have measure object 1 here. What if I add a new cube? And I want to add another measurement for this cube. Because this measure object is applied to this cube. What if I want to measure this one as well while having this one active? Because I can transfer this measurement to this cube by clicking on this. I click on this. See that? It's beginning to transfer. I click on Shift for the first ruler and Control for the second ruler. What if I want this one here, this one here, and this one here? This is what I need to do. I need to come to Options and say New Ruler. So I create New Ruler, and this is the ruler here. So I can now use the ruler for this cube. Click here, shift click. If I want a second ruler, I will hold Control and click, and that gives me a second ruler. So I have the ruler here and another one on this. You can still have another one here. I will go and say new ruler, and here is the ruler. So I will move it over to this by clicking here. Then I will shift click here and Control click here. So right now, if you come over to this place, I have the main measure object, then the last two rulers I've added, they are ruler 0 and ruler 1. So let's say I want to go back to this cube here. I can come back here and select measure object, and I can edit this. I can edit this measurement. If I want to work on this, I'll come back here and choose 1 or 0, so I can work on this measurement. And if I want to work on this, I'll come here and choose measure 1, and I can simply work on this. So what it means is that you can have more than one measurement at a time, and each of the measurement is going to give you the distance between ruler 1, ruler 2, and the angle between the two rulers. We can also delete. So if I want to delete ruler 0, I'll select it and I'll say delete, and look at the ruler here is gone. So for any reason I click outside or click on select, for me to come back to the rulers again, all I need to do is click on measure and construction, and my rulers are here. So let me get rid of this. I click delete measurement. So now we're left with one of them. So I click select, come back to measure and construction, and I have the last one here, which I can also delete, and all the rulers are gone. Look at this scenario. I have the construction active, but I don't seem to do anything. I simply click on select, come back to this, and I have the measure and construction tool available once more. Now if I say create object, this measurement is for this particular cube. When I measure this cube, for example, and I want a new measurement, I simply click on select, measure and construction, and I can create object. So now I can measure this. Then I can also have a third one. If I click create object, nothing happens unless I click on select, measure and construction, then new measure, then I'll create object for that measurement. So what actually happens is this: if you don't create object, the measurement will be attached to the cube. But when you create an object, the measurement will be detached from the cube. So how is this helpful for architects, those who do building construction and the rest? Let's see how that is important to them. So I'm going to import a building plan. To do that, I'll go to mode and I'll come down to view settings. Then I'll go to back and image. I want to upload an image, but the image is not active. So what I need to do is move away from perspective view and go to top view. And as soon as I do that, the image will be active. So I want to import a building plan. I click on this and I say open, and here is the building plan. And if you want to learn how to design a building from this plan, kindly subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be posting videos about how to bring a building to life from plan. So what can I do here now? I can decide to measure with what I have here. If, for example, if you see, this is the bedroom too, the distance from here to this is 15.2. Now we don't know whether it's in meters, centimeters, or whatever it is, but the original designer of this will tell us the dimension. But for this, we're going to assume this is feet. So how do I do this? Using the ruler. So it's very easy. So I simply click on measure and construction. Then I come to the beginning, or where I want to start the measurement. Look at this case, it started in the center of the wall. So I click here. Then I go to the other side. I'm going to hold shift and click here. So I have my measurement. This is 219 dot something centimeters. I can change it to meters. I simply hold Ctrl D and I come to scale under project, and I can change this to meters or feet. Now this seems not to be working, so I can go and try edit, preference, unit, then here I can change it to feet and OK. So this one is working. So that is how to measure my building plan, so that when I start the modeling, I will know exactly where to begin. And for example, if I want to model this now, all I simply do is insert a cube, Now, what if I wanted to know the total dimension of this building? Simple. I will start from here. I will click on measure and construction. Start from here. Then I will go to the top here using shift. and the distance is this in feet. Then for the other side, I'm going to come here and use control, and with this I've known the dimension of this building. So this is where I'll be stopping this video. I will see you on the next one.